What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Mandarin Metal, and today we're back on ranked Dota. And yes, I'm playing Shadow Fiend. I've shrunk my hero pool and I'm trying to just perfect a certain set of heroes and trying to play them in every situation, just trying to learn and gauge how well I do and how I can play them in these situations. So with Shadow Fiend, I go nice and early Wraith Band. This gives you some good stats for the laning phase. And then I go, the first ability I choose is Necro Mastery. This is going to give you some nice and early damage for the early game. So that's why I go Necro Mastery, because each creep you kill, you get bonus damage. And then I go Presence of the Dark Lord. Now this just helps reduce armor of any nearby enemies. So the Lina, she's going to struggle. And this is, I go this build. I don't worry about Shadow Rays. I don't want it. I do a kind of a 4-4 split on these two abilities, and then going my ultimate on the on my 9th level. But I peg it over here because I was busy playing with my life and it was my own fault. I kind of realized, I should have brought out more regen. It's some time that I kind of destroyed my own lane. Now in this game I didn't go the 4-4 split. I went 4-3. And then going on my 8th, I went with my ultimate. And the reason being was my team were struggling, so I kind of rotated quite early. Now with this build, I go Shadow Blade, and this helps set up for my ultimate. This is just going to help me initiate on them. It's going to give me some... just give me a chance to get off my ulti without having them interrupt me. And if they're not clever enough, they're not going to buy dust. So being in such a strange bracket, it's very rare that they buy dust. They usually do it very late. So this is why I buy the Shadow Blade. Now, what was quite nice is that my Pudge was popping off, and they were all winning their lanes. We all kind of won our lanes. I did die twice in my lane, one from my own silliness and then also one from being overly aggressive. And I do make it up by getting a couple kills here. I do kill my counterpart, the Medlina, and they were quite aggressive here. Now we're just trying to create enough space for our Sven because he is our POS 1. He's going to carry us in the end, and he does join this fight, which was useful because he secured himself a couple of kills, also just pushing his net worth higher than what it was. And yeah, it's very nice. Now after Shadow Blade, I do go for a Silver's Edge. This is going to give me more crits on my attacks. It also breaks the heroes. I can break the Mars, I can break the Wraith King. We started pushing towers because we wanted to get objectives done. We didn't want to stagnate too much in the game. Wraith King at the moment in the meta is really strong. Lina for some reason is quite strong as well. The tree and Protector is also very strong. Now I get an amazing ulti over here. I fear 5 of them, and we end up taking the first light of the Wraith King. As you can see, the Treant is on me, but my Pudge saves me, and I'm running around with 140 HP. But I Shadow Blade, and I join the fight again because I don't want to leave my team out to dry. But also, I am a liability being so low HP. Luckily with the Lotus Pool, I get a Lotus Flower on respawn. Just gives me an extra bit of HP. I also pop my Magic Wand. There's a lot of abilities being cast, so that's why I do have a Magic Wand. It gives me some nice, in the fights, if I do get low, the stacks on the wand, it just it adds some extra healing. At the moment, my Pudge and my Sven, they are popping off. They are absolutely doing an amazing job with this game. And again, they're trying to push our towers, but we do respond each time they do go for it. You can see I've got my Silver's Edge. It adds on a lot of damage. And then what I go for is actually my Shard. What the Shard does is that I gain extra souls per kill, and also I can actually use one of my souls to deal more damage onto these heroes. Now, keeping this in mind, I've got a Silver's Edge with my Shard. It is doing a hell of a lot of damage, which is amazing. Over here you can see how useful Shadow Blade was. I was able to pop the first life of the Wraith King. But now we've got to disengage. He's got his skeletons chasing me. I'm currently sitting at half HP, and their whole team have kind of joined the fight. There were a lot of little fights going on around the map. We do have 8k net worth at this point, and I'm also trying my best just to farm up and at the same time being in the team fights. Now over here I get caught out by the Jakiro. I was actually quite stunned at how early he had his Aghanim Scepter, because it really caught me off guard and I did not know what was going on. But luckily, again, like I said, my Pudge and my Sven, they were doing quite well, so they kind of made up for me lacking in this game. I did feel quite vulnerable and like I was kind of letting the team down, but I did enough to contribute to the team fight. After going Shard, I went for Dragon Lance. This gives me extra range on my attacks, and then I started going for BKB because I did feel like I was not contributing enough to the team fights. I was dying quite early, you know, they were jumping on me. Now with BKB I can kind of mitigate a lot of their spells, Treant, Mars, Lina as well. Now just bearing in mind I don't mitigate all the damage, but it just means I can, you know, move around more freely. And again, Shadow Blade over here helps us secure the kill on the first life of the Wraith King. We secure the kill for the Lina, and then we do secure the kill for the Wraith King. Now, that means I get a double kill. It also helps me. I secure my BKB, which is out on the courier. We end up taking the Mars with us. We're pushing top racks now. Now with the build that I am going on Shadow Fiend, I'm not going to say, I don't say it works all of the time, but it's the build I've seen on a couple platforms and I really do enjoy the build. It's very high in damage. Also for someone that doesn't hit their Shadow Razors quite well, I don't want to play with Shadow Razors, so that's why I don't skill it. I don't skill it until I have to. And yeah, there's a little bit of banter in the chat between the two teams, which is quite nice to see because sometimes the games can get a bit frustrating and toxic. But again, I'm also just standing at range, hitting their barracks, and they can't get to me. My Pudge is soaking up a lot of the damage, and here, now you're going to see why I got BKB, because I popped BKB a little too late. I could have actually popped it a lot earlier, and I would have been fine. Not saying that I wasn't fine, but I could have, you know, just been a little bit more aware of what I was doing, but I didn't want to waste a BKB charge, and we disengaged. But now we are pushing their tier 2 on the bottom side of the map, and we do take their Tormentor because they hadn't claimed theirs. And again, you can see now I'm just also collecting souls for my shard. I went Hurricane Pike. I also got a mask, a Morbid Mask, because this is just going to give me some lifesteal on a couple of the hits that I do put out. It's just going to help in team fights because, again, sustain and I was thinking of long game, I would have gone a Satanic. Hurricane Pike will also just help me engage and disengage in the fights. And we do claim their final barracks, and it is Mega Creeps. I pop my BKB, I can walk out of the Mars Arena, but I don't. I decided to fight in it because I like it. And then I pop my ulti, but before I could cancel it, or before I even thought of cancelling it, the Wraith King had popped. And yeah guys, that was my second game in ranked playing Shadow Fiend. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you thought of the build, what you think I should have done better on. And that is it. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, and I want to just thank you guys for watching these videos. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace. Thanks guys. Cheers.